Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Tuesday the 21st of October. So what's in store today? News-wise, there's not a great deal. US shutdown continues, although looks like, according to the notes here, it's likely to come to an end apparently with a senior advisor, so we'll see what happens there. But what we have got today is Canadian inflation data coming out there. Got some earnings coming out. Having some earnings already coming out. What time are they coming out there? Oh, it's earlier this morning, before kick-off today in terms of the equity markets there. General Motors, Coca-Cola, so Lockheed Martin. So it'll be interesting to see what comes from those. Then we've got the Canadian data at 1:30. Might move the Canadian dollar. That's about it really. It's not a big move of the markets as a general thing. Got a few speakers later and running into the afternoon. Right, that's it. Not a great deal to be done. Right, let's look at what's going where. The euro yesterday ended up continuing in its little path it made. It was a bit of a slow old morning and a slow old day really when you look at it overall. Here we was. That was the 7 o'clock bar. I did wonder at the time if we'd see a reversal. It never really happened. I'd only be looking long above the pivots here, but nothing came of it, and off it went. And well, it's doing the same thing at the moment. Well, is it doing the same thing? No, this is 7 o'clock. We've got a reversal bar at the moment, sort of, but it's nothing I'm really liking on that at the moment. However I look at it, the pound, similar situation in terms of selling off yesterday against the dollar strength coming through. Today we've got this sort of little, we've got the 200 moving average providing better support here potentially. Well, it is at the moment anyway, and the weekly pivot, whether we see anything more positive come from this, we'll have to wait and see. I really don't like this lower time price action. You can see there's no real drivers in the market at the moment. The flow is sideward. I think traders are not too sure what to do, and so long as they're not sure, I'm staying out of this market. The US dollar yen this morning, we've seen the yen weaken again here, breaking through. Didn't trigger what I was looking for yesterday. I was looking for to cross to the downside here. It just didn't happen. Not interested in it now. I'll take that off. I was really liking the 4-hourly price action. I'm just thinking, well, it's got a chance to roll over and continue. We've got the gap below, but not happening. That's for another time now. In fact, it's put higher lows in here, as you can see, but it's a mess. Aussie dollar, you know what I'm going to say, don't you? It's a mess. You're right, it's a mess. Look at the state of it, chopping along. It is ranging. I mean, if it breaks back below the pivot, it might have an opportunity for a bit of a move down there, but you're talking about 25 pips probably down back towards the lows, 30 pips out of push. US dollar CAD, just again consolidating here. Look at it from last week into this week. It's really not going anywhere. I'm not even going to look at the New Zealand dollar because it's a waste of time looking at the moment. And the Swissy, I was looking for this yesterday, and well, just not happening as I'd like it to happen. It did drop lower in the afternoon there, but everything else was looking ugly. It might still come good, but anyway, it's just not seeing anything particularly good here. Normally I'd like to say, well, there's this or this, but I'm not liking any of that. Gold, I'm liking this a little bit better, but we'll come on to that in a second. So no great surprise that gold did take off yesterday, got back above its pivots in the afternoon there and pushed up. into the previous highs there. Now we're seeing sort of a bullish flag here. We'll see what happens as it continues. Look, as I say, I quite like the move off the pivot here. We could see a continuation of this morning. There's probably so many traders looking for this. I'd be wary of the double top there, but might break through this time. I say double top, it'll be a quad top, and it's an inverted head and shoulders. So who knows? Might push on through there. Okay, oil pretty flat at the moment relative to its close yesterday. It's really still in this downward sort of bit of price action, stalling where it is at the moment. It did actually move off yesterday afternoon there at 2 o'clock. It's my favourite time to be looking at it, but I didn't look at it, and I'm glad I didn't. I'd probably be looking for something more out of that. But yeah, maybe this afternoon. But I just can't sell it. Can't get into it at the moment personally. Saying that, it's moved into quite a nice trend, and it's one of those that's just got away from me. S&Ps yesterday, well, they pushed back up there, getting a bit of a potential continuation with those stocks that are, those companies that are releasing their earnings later might just create a bit of movement in these markets. Seeing a bit of a retrace at this stage, maybe a buy off the pivot there. We'll see how things develop there. But every time this market comes off, it gets a charge again. As I said before, it's not the time to necessarily short that particular market. The FTSE, well, FTSE is let's put a pivot swing in here on the dailies. Maybe we'll see a continuation push through here as well. I think well, again, a buy off the pivot potentially. Or I say off the pivot, off a reversal bar into the pivot, could be interesting. Right, finally the DAX. Really little to go on it here this morning. The DAX, I was waiting for a little short, and it never happened. For me, it went completely the other way. Look, it just carried on going. I was thinking, well, maybe we'll see a breakdown of the pivot there, and it'll be interesting. It had pushed up in the morning there, and just carried on going. Again here, might be worth watching a reaction to the pivot. So we've got a few potential pivot trades there off the daily pivots, but I would wait for a reversal bar into any of these. That's pretty much it there for me, I'm afraid. There's just nothing to shout about this morning, but that's the way markets are sometimes. We've got all this sort of shutdown stuff going on in the US. We've got sort of a current settlement in the Middle East. We've got things potentially speaking for Ukraine. It's all gone a bit sort of quiet, and no one knows really what to do. So let's not do anything whilst it's like this. Have a good day. Bye for now.